Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so in our second video here, just notice that I made a couple of changes there based on the fact that we have new sites for Google. So all of those changes have been made so that you can see that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a theme for our pages, and we're going to start adding our pages. And again, you can see that these are written instructions for things that I'm about to go over. So if we go to sites.google.com, and again, if you exit out of your site, you'll go to sites.google.com, or you'll click on the little square and you'll click on sites. That will take you here. Now, yours may look different than mine. You may not be seeing all these sites. In fact, you won't, because these are sites that I've saved from other students. But down here at the bottom left, you should see new Google sites. If yours doesn't look like this, email me, let me know, and I'll help you figure it out. Now, when I click on that, it takes me to the new Google Sites. Here's my site that I made. I clicked on it, and it's automatically opening it up. All I had to do was click on it, and it's opening. All right, so now that we're back in here and we see that we added our name for the site title, we added a site title, Computer Applications ePortfolio. And one thing that I can do is notice when I click on the text, I get these little sizing handles and I can pull them out. So maybe I want computer applications to be on one line, so I don't have to do the colon and then ePortfolio. So that looks a little bit nicer. But now I want to make it look even better. So over here on the right, you'll see this panel, Insert Pages Themes. For themes, these are just different themes to help you get started. So we're in Simple. We can change the color for Simple, and you can see how it's changing the background. And we can change the font style from it was light to classic, and now classic to heavy, and you can see how that's changing the font. And then I could come down to the second theme. Again, I could play with the colors. Notice it's just changing this little middle bar here. And again, I could change the fonts. So you can go through and figure out which one you like best, which one suits you and thinks fits the overall idea of your Google site. So I like this one, Diplomat, and let's see here. I can click on the colors to see what kind of color I want. I think I'm going to go with blue. And then font style, I can look at light. Don't really like that. I can look at heavy. Don't really like that. So I think I'm going to go back to classic. Well, actually, maybe I like heavy. Let's try it for now. I can always go back and change it later. All right, now I can start to make additional changes to this by noticing here when I hover over this, it says change image header type. So if I click on a header type, it can be a large header. So notice how that extended it. It can be a banner, or excuse me, a large banner, a banner, or a title only. Title only is going to be the one I'm going to tell you not to use. You have to use banner or large banner. And since this is my title page, I'm going to go with a large banner. I can click on the arrow to go back. And now I'm going to click on change image. When I click on change image, Google gives me all these different images that I could select from for myself, so I could find one that suits me. So maybe this one for computer education, select, and it goes right in. And a little bit later, I'm going to show you how to add different images, but for now, we're going to stick with that. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and start adding my pages so I can get my website all set up. So over here on the right, again, I'm going to click on Pages. You're going to notice I already have a home page. You could click on the three dots to see that you can rename the page, but I want to keep that. And then you can click on this little icon here to add more pages. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to type About Me. Notice I'm being consistent with home. Home is not in all caps, so About Me is not in all caps. If you wanted them to be, you could change it. I'm going to hit Done. The next page that I want, Add Page, is Discussion Boards. Done. I'm just going to continue this process, and since it's loading up, we can go back and we can see all the different pages here. And I want them in order based on the way we did them. So discussion boards we did all year. Documents was our first unit. We're skipping unit 1, which was the computer operations. Spreadsheets. Oops. Spreadsheets was our second unit. Remember, we're not calling it Word and Excel or Google Docs and Google Sheets because we can use any of those programs. From there, we did videos. And last, we did presentations. It looks like if you don't let it finish loading, it's going to send you out. Presentations. All right, now notice that I can come over here on the left where these little squares are, and I can move these up and down, but be careful if you pull it inward, it's going to make it a subpage as opposed to a original page. Of course, it's not allowing me to do it right now. There we go. So that would make it a subpage, which I wouldn't want. I want it to be its own page. So just make sure you don't make it a subpage. And if you have issues with that, again, you can let me know. Or if you're having trouble with it, you can call me over. Now notice as I click on those three little dots, again, by hovering and clicking, you can set a new home page we don't want to do. You can always rename a page, you can remove a page, or you can hide from navigation. We don't want to do any of those other than maybe rename page, so we'll leave it. All right, so now I want to go to the home page. So I make sure I'm pages, click on home, and that's how I get back. Now I can view this at any time by clicking on the preview icon. And that's going to allow me to see what my website is going to look like. And this is really cool and new for Google Sites. You can see what it would look like on a tablet by clicking on the tablet icon, or on a cell phone by clicking on the cell phone icon. How neat is that? So cool. And if we're done with preview, we click on the X to get out of it. All right, so now that we've gotten all that done and we go back to Haiku, we'll notice that we're pretty much done here other than maybe customizing some additional things, but I'm going to do more of that throughout our videos. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go to the projects page. The projects page is going to explain to you, again, the project. It's going to tell you that it's due on December 13th, and it's going to have the video tutorials that I'm creating here now. Over on the right, you can click on the rubric link to view that rubric, and you'll notice again that when you're done, you're going to email me because I'm going to annotate this rubric and send it back to you through email. Okay, so here's the rubric, and so here's how you're going to be graded. Notice that each of your pages is here: about me, documents, spreadsheets, presentations, video, discussion boards, and then additional site requirements. So the first thing that we need to make sure that we do is we set up a welcome page where we introduce people to our site and we tell them what our site will be about. We want to make sure that we include what our site is about, which is our overall pages. We want to make sure that we select a theme and that theme is consistent throughout, that you add internal and external links, which I'll be showing you how to do, that you check your spelling and grammar. Every spelling and grammatical error that you have, 2 points will be taken off, so make sure you check that. And a banner must be used for each of the pages. All right, so let's start with our welcome site. So going back to our Google site, we're on our welcome page, and we want to add text to this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Insert, and we click Text Box. It's that simple. It adds the text box, and we can start typing. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, I don't know what to say here. So what I've done is I've kept some projects from students over the years. Now, theirs are not going to look as good as yours because they did it in the old Google Sites. Yours is going to look a lot better than theirs because this old Google Sites, it was not very good. But you can see here, this student says, "Hi everyone, and welcome to my site. Over the spring semester, I participated in Miss Wright's online computer applications course. This website is a collection of different types of activities I did. This class was very helpful in learning how to use different computer applications, and I enjoyed doing it. This website will have some of my documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and videos." So notice that she's welcomed us to the site. She's told us what the site's going to be about, and she's included those units. Later, she's gone on to tell me about her discussion posts. And so it looks like she has included everything here except for the About Me, which you don't necessarily have to mention. She also included an image on her homepage, which will be a requirement. Now, we could look at other examples. So let's look at Cecilia Barnes. Okay, welcome to my site. On this site, you will find what I learned about computer applications that I took this semester. Okay, you may want to say the semester when you took it. Again, notice how she's listed out what she learned. This was when we used to do software specific, so now it is a little bit different, but hers was correct at the time. But again, notice the image. So what I'm going to do, going back to my site, is I can say, welcome to my computer applications site. And I can go on to talk about what I learned and put all of those things in there that we just discussed. When you're done, notice that you can resize it if you want. You can click on images and you can go and you can find an image by URL. You can search for an image, or you can upload your own and you can add it to your page. But I am running out of time in this video, so we'll pick up here in the next video. See you then.